Hello everybody, this is Peter B. Welcome to another edition of Tobacco Card Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, the first day of spring. Although up here in New England where I am, it looks more like the last day of winter than the last day of spring. A little chilly, little gray clouds, a little damp in the air. But at least it's not snowing. I think we're done with that for the year. So let me turn the camera around. And there's my backyard. And let's go look at some tobacco cards. Excuse me while I put you in the holder here. Okay, looks like the first one fell. All right, so for the first tobacco card, we're going to take to the sky, and we're going to go in a balloon race. Let me try to get this in focus. There we go. This is the 1925 Surf cigarette card. It is of the Bennett Cup balloon race. This is the world's oldest balloon race, and it still happens today. It's once a year. It started in 1906, and it lasted until 1938, where it stopped for World War II. And it stopped for a while, but then in 1983, it picked up again, and it continues to this day. It was started by James Gordon Bennett, who was a millionaire sportsman and owner of the New York Herald newspaper. And the object of the race is to fly the furthest distance from the launch site. So like I said, it's a 1925 turf cigarettes. A little windy, so the card's kind of blowing in my hand. And it's a cold wind coming out of the north. And I have no jacket on, as usual. But there it is. I thought it was a neat subject. You don't see many balloon race cards. So I thought that was a pretty neat pickup. So we'll just put him in the background right here. Okay. And for the rest of the cards, oh, I guess he doesn't want to. We're going to take to the water. Oh, sun's starting to pop out from behind the cloud. And this is an 1888 Goodwins Champion, a set that Orlando at Collector's Dream knows well. And I love these cards, and he loves these cards. And this is of the Oarsman Beach. Now, in those days, rowing was very popular. In the late 1800s and early 1900s. Was a very, very popular sport. People would line up to watch the races. And I'm actually reading The Boys in a Boat about the University of Washington rowing team going to Berlin for the 1936 Olympics. I'm about halfway done, and I wanted to read it before I watched the movie. And it's been a good book. I like it. Can't wait to finish it and watch the movie. Anyways, 1888 Goodwins Champion, the Oarsman Beach. Maybe he'll stay. Okay, we're going to take to our rivers. This is a 1914 Will's cigarette of the river steamer. Now, once again, the end of the 18th century and early 19th century, river steamers was a very popular way to travel, mostly out of New York City, either up the Hudson or over to Connecticut, Rhode Island, Boston, and even Maine. Many, many river steamboats were around. That's from Will's Cigarette. Out of Canada, Overseas Dominion. It was issued by the Great Britain Imperial Tobacco, but it was distributed Will's Cigarettes in Canada. And that's the river steamer. Okay, 2 more cards. And this is from 1915, 16-ish. Not really sure. Around that time frame. And this is the Cassini cards. Unique World of Sports. These were issued in Cuba. And the whole set, if you were to collect, is 1,300 or so cards. Now, of the 1,300, only 50 were sports. And of the 50, 3 were baseball. I do not have any. One was Tris Speaker, which is a very nice card. The other is Red Murray. And the third card is a baseball scene. They don't know the players in the scene. They could be American or Cuban or even some other country, but this is a yacht regatta. It's called Regatta de Yates. And these are actually miniature photos put onto the cards. Very flimsy cardboard backing. And you see they were put in a scrapbook at one time. And this is card 233. I think something like from 200 to 250 or 201 to 250 were of sports. So they put them in little subsets. And like I said, 50 of the 1,300 were sports. So this would have been grouped in a sport. And I have a second one, also yachting. Both of these have a little color tint added, which is pretty neat in those days, 1915, 16-ish. Like I said, they don't really know when they first were distributed. And they're listed as N230-3 in the American card catalog, but they're not really 19th century cards. That's what the N is for, N203. They were later determined to be around 1915, 16, but they didn't change the designation, so it's still considered N230-3. And this is card 234 of that same set. And that's all I got today. So, like I said, I hope everyone's having a very nice first day of spring and continue it along to the end of the week and have a great weekend. Goodbye, everybody.